Hello and welcome to New Filmmakers Los Angeles in partnership with Movie Maker magazine. My name is Danny DeLillo. We're here at the South Park Center. I'm delighted to be joined with Chloe with her movie Development. Let's take a little clip.
I don't know what I expected. I just wanted to stop feeling invisible.
Hey, Rich.
The coffee's really hot, FYI.
Oh, sorry. Hi, I'm Allie.
I'm Chloe. Welcome to the New Filmmakers LA family. And congratulations on your film, and thank you so much for bringing it to us. We're really grateful to have you part of us, so thank you.
Thank you for having me.
I love your film. I've got too many questions, but for those that haven't seen it, tell us a brief synopsis.
Development is a film about a Latina professional who advocates for herself to go into a leadership program at her job, only to get in and realize that all trainees are expected to become literal clones of the Nepo baby boss. But while on this journey, she connects with a fellow outsider, and together they must figure out how to stop the cloning.
It's such a brilliant film, and I kind of want it to be put in every business, for every executive, in every office around the world, because it really is a brilliant film with a great concept, and there's so much sad truth to it as well, unfortunately. For you personally, like Chloe, you had this great idea. I love the kind of journey you take us on these amazing characters, but where did the inspiration come for you to where it clicked and I've got to turn this into a film?
For me, I think I just wanted to show what imposter syndrome feels like. So growing up bicultural, I'm Chicana. I was code switching my whole life, and when you're a kid, you don't have the language for what that is. It's confusing, and you just feel like you don't fit in anywhere. So it wasn't until I was older and I started to connect with other people from other backgrounds who felt the same way that I understand the concept of biculturalism. And I've been privileged enough to have loved ones in the deaf and hard of hearing community. So when I was embarking on telling the story, I really wanted to bake in accessibility and have a really strong character from the community. And it's loosely based on a very special friendship too, so it's an homage to a very special person that taught me a lot about myself.
Yeah, and it was so lovely that you share with us as well that, naturally we hope that most sets have the ability to be accessible, but yours was a full accessible set as well, wasn't it?
It was, yes.
Yeah, so, well done on that, and everybody else, let's be inspired by Chloe to do it on every set. Really, it deals with these wonderful characters and these journey and the imposter syndrome, and it's an absolute real thing, and I think I'm so glad that you brought it to light through film. There are so many, like yourself, that have felt that in so many different circumstances, and we should be talking about it. How did you bring your beautiful cast together? Because they really walked the park with this project, and what was it like directing, and what's your style of directing as well?
Yes. So casting-wise, we were fortunate enough to work with ABL casting.
Yeah.
So Alan Luna and Natalie Balestros, who
Yeah.
saw the vision and believed in the potential of this project and were able to connect us with talent we would have never dreamed of having in this project. So I'm forever grateful to them.
Good job.
And Askiri Velasquez, there is no other Stephanie. She pulled double duty as both our lead and as producer. She was
Wow.
yes,
Wow.
her first produced
Wow.
project. She's a rock star, and definitely gave so much to the film, and it would not be what it is without her contribution.
Yeah, and what was it like as a director, directing these, wonderful actors, and kind of what is your style like as well?
I think with the actors, I like to let them interpret the character. I like to see what they come up with.
Yeah.
And then have them play with each other. So it was cool doing that. The character of Allie I wrote specifically for Raquel Rodriguez.
Oh, amazing.
I saw her in an episode of, I want to say, NCIS Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And actors, you never know who's watching and who you might move, but she stayed with me. And when she signed on, I screamed. I was so excited.
What is that? I mean, seriously, those moments when you're directing, you're like, I want this person for that role. You've seen them on a show, and then you're like, they're in my movie. Like, is that a great, is that
It
an
is.
amazing feeling?
It literally happened multiple times with multiple actors. Sal
Wow.
Lopez, who was
Yeah.
on every
Love Sal.
TV screen
Yeah.
growing up.
Yeah.
American Me, Full Metal Jacket. Like,
Yeah.
he is a legend.
He's
in
an
the-
alumni here too, for a
Yeah.
few times over. Yeah. So I was lovely to see Sal here as well. He's always so charismatic. Yeah.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
So I think just seeing that these people believed in this project
Mm-hmm.
made me realize it's something special. They all brought such powerful performances.
Yeah.
And it was cool to really play with them and try things out. Jeff Lorch, who played Chris and
Yes.
many iterations of clones.
Yeah.
He could, change character, and it was really cool to play with him and
Yeah.
try different things out.
The most amazing thing about this film is that, you've got some really, comedic, moments in there with some very talented actors. But there's also a lot of truth to society and what this is, and especially, sharing your own experiences. And I'm just like, what was that kind of like going on the journey? Because, I mean, we all feel sometimes there's that moment where we feel like, oh my goodness, am I good enough? Am I doing this? Like, did you kind of feel that same thing? And how did everyone else feel? And how did you kind of build that, like, don't worry, you're all really great at what you're doing, like, but also we're changing the game here by putting this film out there as well. How was this whole concept and experience for you?
I think it's all the team. Like,
Yeah.
everyone that came on board believed in the project and had something super special to contribute to it.
Yeah.
And for a lot of us, it was the first time working with top tier talent.
Yeah.
Special effects components.
Yeah.
Accessibility was a huge priority for production.
Mm-hmm.
We had, 2.5 days to do it all. And
2.5 days?
And 3 languages.
Wow,
4
it's
clones.
amazing.
So it was a lot to manage.
Yeah.
And, the fact that everyone immediately, bought into it
Yeah.
made me realize that this is something, like, it's not just my story anymore.
Yeah.
It is, like, the fact that so many people could relate to it,
Yeah.
it's so humbling.
Yeah.
And also, I'm just so happy this exists.
First of all, you're a fantastic director. It was really well written as well. Like, it was really enjoyable. Almost like I was like, this could be a series. I want more of these characters. Like, I want more. We'll talk about it. And Chris will go on that.
Yeah.
But we'll definitely. But like, looking back on this particular film, what have you learnt mostly from this particular project? And any tips out there for filmmakers that want to follow in your footsteps with things that you may have learned in the filmmaking process?
Yeah, I'm a culture clash of a person, and I love culture clash stories.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very collaborative. Like, I had many different consultants, many different people bring in their unique perspective. So for me, it takes a village.
Yes.
But everyone has to want to make the same movie.
Yeah.
So you have to have a really strong vision. You have as a director have to fully invest yourself and really care about it.
Mm-hmm.
And if it resonates with people, they will come on board, and then you have to hold yourself accountable to
Yeah.
seeing it through.
Yeah.
And if you're lucky enough to have a team of people that are down to learn
Mm-hmm.
and grow and be with you, then the results are amazing. Like,
Yeah.
the whole journey was so magical.
Yeah, well, you had a lot of people down with you to be with you and work on your projects. That's credit to you. One thing what was so special is this film deserves an audience. And I was in the auditorium last night, and hearing people's reactions to your film was so exciting, not just to the characters, but, people that they love to watch on their screens as well, and people just really engaging with the story. How's that experience been for you?
It's been awesome.
Yeah.
And I love that people of all backgrounds are coming to me saying that there's something in there that they can relate to. Like, that means a lot. And people are asking questions about accessibility, their understanding. We have open captions. Your festival as well is open caption. So we are so happy to be here, and also we're learning to be advocates. We're growing in this space.
Yeah.
But having that conversation be a part of this movie is so important to us too.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's just a testament, like, the talent exists. We had all our cast and crew was, Latin, BIPOC, female identifying, deaf and hard of hearing. And we exist. It wasn't,
Yep.
I'm still in shock that, such talented people exist and we're a part of this project. So for me, it just makes me hopeful for the future of the industry.
Yeah, well, when you're setting those marks as well yourself through your filmmaking, you're also, having an impact on leading that path to a better future for, for this industry and for many others too. I'm just curious though, like, looking back on it, like, this, you know, again, it's a very entertaining film to watch with some brilliant characters that you created. But you know, what did you kind of want your audience to experience from your film? Because there's a lot of entertaining, but there's a lot of education there too.
I think a lot of it is just, you know, to feel what the characters are feeling and see it visually, see it emotionally. And again, being bicultural, you're you know, jumping languages, you're jumping customs all the time. So visually showing that with like different aspect ratios, different languages was super cool. I love putting characters together that don't have anything in common or like shouldn't be in the same room, because that's so fun for me to see with the journey. And also having a protagonist who get what they want, but not it doesn't end up how they'd expect. So it was just so fun to play with all these concepts. And I love using genre for social commentary. I think there's still so many stories that could be told this way and like with fresh new perspectives.
No, most definitely. Well, you certainly captured all of that. Chloe, what's next? What is next?
Yes, I'm developing the feature version of Development.
I love it.
Well, hopefully with everyone who can from the cast and crew to be involved in some way.
That's amazing. So with that particular, as you go into the feature, or is it going to be delving more into the character story? So what more can you share with us that we're going to be sort of moving into that's in the extended full version?
The friendship. You know, I loved Raquel and Skidi's, you know, their friendship chemistry on screen. So like, I really wanted to capture that, and it's definitely more of a sci-fi comedy, but more exploring that. You know, you're looking at your identity and your relationships to your friends, and you know those journeys as you know go through life, and you know you change as people.
You did I mean, honestly, I'm so glad that you're making the feature version of Development, because like when you see a film that potentially could be, you know, either a series or a feature film, you know, you really had characters in there and a storyline that I wanted to see more of, and I'm like so glad that you're making, you know, on to the next step with that as well. So well done, because I wasn't ready for those characters to be let go yet. You know, I wanted more. And you know, and also as well, like the relationship between your two leads were, you know, they have such an impeccable friendship. So it's really nice we're going to get to see that grow in the feature version. Just to finalize on Chloe, anything that you've kind of experienced on that in your career for any filmmakers out there that are, you know, either stuck, trying to follow in your footsteps, continue on their journey from their own perspective, their own experiences, like, do you have any advice that you go by?
Just write what you know. I think this story, it felt so personal, but so me. No one else, I don't think, but me could have written this story. And it's all different facets of my life experience and the different people I've met. And so, you know, don't try to make what you think people resonate with. I think just being true to yourself and really telling some truth. People will respond to it.
Yeah, most definitely. We don't hear that often enough, actually. It's write what you know. Well, no one could have told the story better than you. It's your experience, so thank you so much. But really appreciate having you part of the NewFilmmakers LA family. Congratulations on Development, and we can't wait for the feature.
Thank you so much, NewFilmmakers LA.
Thank you, Chloe, everybody.